Our house, in the middle of our street. It's the American dream. But to live the dream, you must wake up to the realities of home ownership, the costs and risks of a mortgage, and the expenses of managing a home. A mortgage is the single largest financial commitment most people will ever take on. So how the size of the mortgage fits into your budget is much more important than whether your stuff will fit into the new house. We'll go to Kathy for more.
We're here with Steve and Sally McMillan in their apartment.
Steve, where are you going?
Maybe this isn't a good idea.
Calm down, Steve. We'll talk it out. Steve and Sally have been trying to buy their first home. They've gone house hunting, taken some home buyer courses, and even came close to making an offer on a home. Now they've got their eyes on another home, but aren't sure if they should buy at all. They've been pre-approved for a $250,000 mortgage. What inspired you two to get started looking in the first place?
Well, we've always kind of dreamed of owning our own home, and we think we're ready. We paid off our credit card debt, and I got a little raise. We just thought it would be nice to put money into something that increases in value.
Okay, let's talk costs and risk. Just like a car loan, a home mortgage involves interest and fees. It is essential to understand all the fees you're being charged. It is also essential to understand that the lower the interest rate, the less the mortgage will cost you. Most people choose a 30-year loan, but like most loans, the quicker you pay it back, the less it'll cost you. What is your interest rate?
Well, the annual percentage rate on our $250,000 mortgage is 6.5%, and that would mean a monthly mortgage payment of $1,580. But if we could qualify for 1% less, 5.5%, then our monthly mortgage payment would be $1,419.
We've done the math. That would save us $161 per month or $2,502 less in just the first year. All that for 1% APR.
So the two of you do know the importance of an interest rate. You should also know if your interest rate is fixed or adjustable. A fixed interest rate will remain the same during the entire life of the mortgage, usually 30 years. This is great for financial planning. An adjustable interest rate can rise and make your payments higher. For example, let's say Steve and Sally are approved for a 5.5% interest rate, but it's adjustable. If it rises 1% to 6.5%, they will have to pay $1,580 a month. That's $161 extra, or $2,502 extra a year, or $13,227 over the life of the loan. And the interest rate can rise even higher, making all of those numbers increase.
Shop for the best mortgage.
You should get at least 5 quotes from mortgage lenders. Also, shop for the best mortgage before you find your new home. That way, you won't feel pressured when you find your house.
Meanwhile, the cost of the mortgage payment has to also be a rational portion of the consumer's monthly budget. If everything you earn is going just to pay the monthly mortgage payment, what would happen if you had an expensive emergency or lost your job?
If you have to really stretch your income just to pay your mortgage, you could be spending too much. And when purchasing a home, you'll have to consider more expenses than just the mortgage. Cints recommends to keep a watch on your mortgage costs. Include all the necessary expenses in your mortgage costs, such as principal and interest mortgage payments, taxes, and insurance. We encourage you to strive to keep your mortgage costs under 40% of your net monthly income. Though the mortgage industry will ask you questions about your gross income, a smart borrower will always remember to make decisions based on his or her net income. Let's use Steve and Sally as an example. We'll play with the numbers to illustrate a point. Let's say they have a $250,000 mortgage with an interest rate of 5.5%, and their monthly principal and interest mortgage payment is $1,719. That payment would take up 42% of their monthly net income of $4,150.
We're not sure if that's too high.
And we want to include all the costs in this decision.
First and foremost, in addition to the mortgage payments, will be both homeowners insurance and property taxes.
Using a general example, let's say $100 a month for insurance, $200 a month for taxes.
Conservatively, you'll see your mortgage and home management costs coming near to or a little more than $2,000.
That gets close to 50% of the money we make every month.
Remember, smart borrowers should strive to keep their monthly mortgage costs under 40% of their monthly net income. By mortgage costs, we mean principal and interest mortgage payments, taxes, and insurance.
And you'll need to consider the array of costs and services that you'll need in order to live in and maintain a home, as opposed to cheaper rent expenses.
You'll have expenses such as sewer, garbage, electricity, water, public utilities, and perhaps even phone and cable.
Also consider repairs, and if you've moved away from the city, transportation costs.
The term house poor relates to anyone who can pay their mortgage and related expenses, but have very little to cover anything else. That can get them into trouble with credit cards and payday loans.
A smart borrower has to consider all the costs of home ownership and maintenance.
Deciding on a home mortgage and loan can be a nerve-wracking experience, but you've done your homework.
You know, we have our budget, we know our expenses. Maybe that house is too high, but we know what to look for now.
You're right. You're right. We can do this.
Let's keep looking.
There you have it. You too can be on the road to buying a home if you use caution and critical thinking. Back to you, Ken.